Hello, my name is Eliud Luther, the school's Leadership Development Program Lead at Africa Matters Initiative, AMI. And today I bring you an innovation that seeks to promote social innovation by creating young leaders, social innovators, and change makers across Africa. Now, did you know that Africa is young and female, with the youngest population globally of over 230 million young people? This youthful population is often marginalized and perceived as an economic burden due to the poor quality of education, lack of skills development, insufficient protection of women and children, refugees, people or persons of marginalized sexual orientation and gender identity, and most importantly, those with disabilities. Now, according to the African Development Bank, one-third of Africa's youth between the ages of 15 and 35 years are unemployed, and another third are vulnerably employed. Now, the need for effective youth leadership development, enhanced employability, and skills development in Africa has never been more of a priority. Africa Matters was founded as a response to three main issues, namely one, the Africa's youth boom, which was said to be an economic burden by renowned global economists. Two, the need to challenge the perception that Africa is poverty-stricken, a narrative that has long since plagued the continent. And three, the limited access to education, key resources, and skills development. Now, SLDP, which is the school's leadership development program, has three offerings that seek to address the above-mentioned issues. These are one, the leadership bootcamp offering, two, the general programming offering, and three, the bespoke program offering. Now, let me dive deep into each of the offerings. So starting with the leadership bootcamp offering. Now, the youth are central to Africa's growth. With a large youth population often seen as a burden, Africa Matters is committed to transforming this population into an opportunity for African prosperity. Created for youth by the youth, the school's leadership development program Leadership Bootcamp offering upskills youth between the ages of 11 to 18 years in rural and semi-urban communities across Africa on leadership and soft skills over a 4-week program. Now, the challenge that this bootcamp seeks to address is that the SLDP bootcamp offering was created in response to the gap in the fundamental skills needed by the youth. Schools do not often teach youth critical skills needed in the competitive job market, such as leadership and soft skills. There is also the need to change the perception of African leadership. There are still negative widely held perceptions of African leadership. Now, these perceptions are often discouraging to youth who buy into these perceptions. There is therefore the need to reinforce that Africa has had incredible leaders and ensure that African youth are the change they want to see in our leadership landscape. Now, what does the SLDP bring on board? Now, the SLDP Leadership Bootcamp offers a blended learning experience where school learners are taken on a journey where the ultimate activity combines all their learnings. In the first module, the youth cover the youth leadership within Africa, exploring questions like what is a leader, who is a leader, what's the role of youth leadership in advancing our societies, and so on. The second module covers the critical soft skills, which schools often neglect to teach youth, such as public speaking, teamwork, critical thinking, and conflict resolution. While the overall SLDP is very interactive, the soft skills component is most interactive and features role play and debate to ensure that youth can truly grow and engage with the continent. Now, the second offering of SLDP is the general program offering. The SLDP General Program offering focuses on developing young innovators and social entrepreneurs aged between 11 to 18 years from rural and semi-urban communities, with the goal of making social entrepreneurship a lifetime practice starting in their adolescent years. This SLRP offering plays a role in helping African adolescents value and understand the importance of social innovation and entrepreneurship to conceptualize and implement solutions that directly address social issues in their own communities. Now, the SLRP General Program transforms students into young leaders who can tangibly change their communities, countries, regions through deep-rooted advocacy and effective leadership that innovatively challenges societal norms for the better. The 6 to 12-month program consists of three main components. One is a capacity building training. Two is a pitching competition. And three is a school's community engagement project. Now, the first part, which is the in-person capacity building training, consists of 7 modules that focuses on thematic areas such as personal development, mental health and well-being, creative thinking, problem solving, design thinking, social innovation, social entrepreneurship, and community change making. After completing the in-person capacity building training, students now dive into small groups or are divided into small groups and are tasked to identify challenges within their communities around their school. And once they have identified these problems, they are to conceptualize a solution in the form of a school's community engagement project that will uplift the communities they are from and the communities that they belong to. Now, once they have developed this solution, the groups participate in a pitching competition where they are to pitch their projects in front of their peers and a panel of judges. The panel is composed of partners, beneficiaries, and the program leads to assess the impact of the program. Each group takes approximately 10 minutes to answer questions on the content of the training and present the project developed in the form of an action plan. The objective is to assess the lessons learned from the training and the impact on the beneficiaries who have acquired new skills and useful knowledge that they will have to demonstrate during their various presentations. The panel will then advise the students about their project's feasibility, impact, and sustainability. Now, the pitching competition combines the learnings of the taught modules and presents an opportunity for them to apply these skills to work in groups, speak publicly, and lead themselves. Presentations by the young changemakers should meet the basic leadership skills requirements acquired during the training. Projects must also have a strong social impact. Now, the format for presenting the projects developed is in free form while respecting the criteria below. So 3 criteria that have to be met. One is that it has to define the need or problem identified and its negative impact. 2, that the group has to present the proposed solution and its positive impact. And 3, that you have to define a global objective and a common vision. So the panel of judges pays a keen attention to 1, the quality of the speech, 2, the relevance of the project presented and the answers provided, 3, the collaboration of the group, and 4, the indicators and the resources identified. Once the group's project ideas have been finalized, they are asked to execute the project as an extracurricular activity. The school's community engagement project component is to generate young African youth-led innovative solutions to key social issues or challenges on the African continent at a local level. The project focuses on communities where the program participants are located. So it seeks to cultivate an environment that encourages young African leaders to explore their role as social change makers, develop a critical awareness and understanding of the needs within their communities, and equip themselves with project management skills to effect positive social change. Additionally, The project aims to create a sustained positive impact within local communities through capacity development and knowledge sharing opportunities that empower and upskill local citizens. The program will be implemented in primary and high schools in rural and urban areas across Africa. So after 6 months, AMI will invite the students to a presentation day where they will share their findings, learnings, challenges, and recommendations from their projects to the previous panel of judges. So the participants will further report on the possibility of continuity of their projects and what support they will need to fully implement their solutions. Feedback on the relevance of the module content in project implementation is also collected at this point. So the benefits of these youth projects are tangible. One student pitched a school vegetable garden idea to provide underprivileged students with food and is currently implementing this in her school in Ekuhaleni in Johannesburg. Such stories inspire us every day to strive to reach more young people to multiply this impact. The SLDP, through its activities, therefore ensures that African Youth Bunch is an opportunity by investing in the innovation and social entrepreneurship training of the youth at an early age, giving these smart and energetic segments of the society an opportunity to actively contribute to the transformation of their communities and the consequential growth of the continent. The third offering of SLDP is the bespoke offering. Now, the bespoke offering of SLDP will factor in, or actually factors in, the special interests of our partners to give rise to a customized program with tailored modules as agreed upon by the partners. The modules and activities of the bespoke offering, just like the other two offerings, will be guided by the three main issues that Africa Matters initiative seeks to address, which are the Africa's youth boom, the need to challenge the perception that Africa is poverty-stricken, and the limited access to education, key resources, and skills development. We invite you, partners, and other supporters to join our journey of creating as many young leaders and change makers across Africa as possible, who will spearhead this movement of designing homegrown solutions to African problems. Thank you so much, and do get in touch with us.